country. Do it again. Hello everybody, this is Chelsea. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or returning, whichever one it is, let me just go ahead and give y'all a quick background information about me before I get on with the main points of this video. As I was saying, my name is Chelsea. I am 21 years old and I am now living here in Spain. Meaning I traveled over 6,000 kilometers from Haiti to here, approximately, maybe a little bit more. Honestly, I don't know anything about distance like that. So over 6,000 kilometers from Haiti to Valencia, Spain. 2 years ago, I packed my bags all alone. Well, I didn't pack my bags alone, but yeah. Traveled across the ocean to the other side of the world all alone for the purpose of studying. I moved to Valencia, Spain over 2 years ago. And in this video, I'm just going to go on and talk about my experience here, you know, my overall experience. What am I doing here? Why I'm here? Why did I pick Spain? My advice about living here in Spain. Just, you know, what I wish I knew before coming here, or what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Just how things are rolling. This video is just basically how living in Spain is for me, just my experience and all of that. The first thing is, why did I choose Spain? Like, why do you travel 6,000 kilometers away from home all alone at 18? Why would I do that? Well, I think a lot of people think that I'm here because I really like Spain and I watched movies and I liked, you know, I watched movies with girls in a really nice apartment and they're like finding some beautiful Spanish man, whatever that is, movie, books, whatever it is. And that's what the person mentioned in his or her comment. And it's really not the case. That was not the case. That was not how I ended up here in Spain. First of all, my college of choice, my dream college, was not in Spain. It was in British Columbia, Canada. I know it's cold there, but British Columbia, Canada, that's where I wanted to go. But that could not happen because of the main problem, tuition. As an international student, as an international person, I am Haitian, born and raised. I've got Haitian passport, Haitian everything. I am Haitian as they come. And a lot of these tuitions, thinking about universities abroad, you know, like in America and Canada and even in Europe, wherever it is, the tuition is high. It is very high for an international student. So this was really the most important thing in my head because I always knew I wanted to go to college. That has always been one of my biggest dreams. I need to go to college. But I was also very, very conscious of my family's financial situation. You know, like, I can't just up and go to Canada and yeah, no, that was not going to happen. So I was looking at universities where I know it would bring me and my family a little bit of peace of mind in terms of like paying the school and stuff like that. And I know some people would be like, yeah, don't worry about it, just go. I cannot not worry about it. This is literally one of the biggest problems in my entire life. I just cannot. When the time came for me to look at universities, I started to stir away from the US and Canada and all of these other places because the tuition was super high, and I kind of focused on Europe. And I noticed that even if, you know, the currency is different, there are dollars and there's euros here, it was still lower than, I don't know, FIU. FIU was one school I really, really wanted to go to after like the one in Canada. It was like my second option. But like, the tuition is very high for an international student, and I don't care how many times people tell me you could get a scholarship. No, not. If only it was that easy. Barcelona was actually my first choice. I was at Valencia, but I ended up in Valencia in this, God, horrible school. I am going to talk about this later on. So yeah, this is how I ended up here in Spain. I was looking at more affordable tuition, something that I knew would give me some sort, me, my family, just the tuition would be low, and that's what I found. I found a school that had, like, I don't even remember the tuition, it was low, it was affordable, and I applied there and I got into it. And luckily I got a scholarship from this foundation thing, like Western Union, yeah, that foundation. They gave me a scholarship, and my family paid the other part, so it was all great. But the only thing was that I had to pay the entire tuition before getting to Spain, and it was like, I think it was like a really, really bad mistake, because this whole school thing turned out completely different. I will talk about that later on, but yeah, this is how I got to Spain. This is why I chose Spain, because of the tuition. Also because it's Spain. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Spain? My first year, I would say, yeah, my first year was definitely the hardest. I mean, I moved here all alone. I know nobody. The language, I mean, I'm not a professional Spanish speaker, like telenovelas, but the thing is, the Spanish here in Spain is not the same thing as the Spanish spoken in, like, the telenovelas that I used to watch. I can proudly say that I am better at Spanish today because I used to watch these telenovelas as a kid in Spanish and read them in subtitles. That's the only way I got here and understood what people were saying. I also took 1 year of Spanish in high school, but then no, it was a telenovelas for me. That's what did it for me. But it was not the same thing. There's the Spanish in El Diablo, and then there's Spanish in First Dates, whatever that thing is. It's different. But it still helped me. I got to understand, like, I understood what people were saying, if they spoke a little slower, and yeah, that definitely helped me. But as I was saying, my first year was the worst year possible. Let me just say why. So I go into my new school, worst place ever. Now that I've experienced this university that I'm at now, at first it was great. There were other students, there was the professor, and they were teaching and stuff. Good, there's that. And then things just changed. People just stopped coming to class. And let me just say that it's not like a big university or anything like that. It was just like a school, okay, with like classes and a certain amount of kids. There weren't a lot of kids, so it didn't give me like this real college experience sort of thing. I didn't really feel the whole I moved across the world for a college experience thing. It wasn't there. We never spoke to anybody. It was just, and it's not because I felt like an outsider. Of course I felt like an outsider, but everybody there was speaking in English. Everything was taught in English, but it just was not, it was bad. People weren't communicating. It was horrible. And as an outsider, I don't know how am I supposed to make friends if I can't start in that little bubble first? How am I supposed to, expand and get to know more people? It was not happening within my class at that time. And I don't know where to go outside. I'm new here. It was the worst thing. I had the really worst experience. And sometime in March of that school year, they were like, oh, well, class is over now. What? What do you mean class is over? Yep, that's it. Thank you. I'll see you next year. That's it for the school year. It's March. That was the first and only thing that majorly, like that was the first and major thing that happened. And I was like, you know what, I ain't doing this no more. I gotta change. So I started to look into other universities within Spain because I didn't want to plane tickets very expensive. I don't want to travel, no. So I started to look at universities within Spain and outside of Spain, of course, but mostly within Spain. And I found a school where I'm at here now, today. Amazing, thank God. But once I tried to transfer to that school, they were like, I can't transfer the credits that I already have from the other school because it's not an official university or like an official school, whatever that's supposed to mean. So basically I had to redo my first year and I lost my money. I lost my parents' money and my scholarship that I worked so hard for. I lost it. It was a useless year spent over there. It's very badly taught classes. It was a disaster, and it's one of the things I will always regret in my life. Always regret it, because it's just, why would they do that? If you cannot provide the type of education that you said you can, anyways, my advice before you move, if you're planning on moving across the world to go study in a foreign country, read reviews, a whole lot of reviews about that school. I failed to do so. I literally was just contacting those people. They were sending me files and stuff like that, and I was believing in them, and it all looked great once I got there. It all looked pretty decent once I got there, and then gradually things just bad. And thankfully I was able to switch universities. After that that really big disaster with the whole first school, everything else is amazing, smooth. I love it here. The people are really nice. The culture is great. The designs, the buildings and stuff like that, because we don't get that back at home in Haiti. It's not like that. So everything is just, it is just grand and amazing. And I'm still at awe by many of the things I see around here. I remember the first time I got on the bus here in Valencia, I thought that thing was about to take off, fly off, take away, spread wings and fly. Because it was just, why are you, the roads, little corners are really tiny, and that bus was speeding in. What are you doing? It was very scary, but then I realized it's a normal thing. Apparently they do that here. I'm still getting used to that. That's just what, actually no, not really. I take the metro now because the buses, they kind of scare me. But aside from that, as I was saying, I really love it here in Spain. The people are very nice. I'm still getting used to the food, just because I'm a Caribbean girl. I like seasoning in my food. I like that season, but they're very good at rice, paella and arroz al horno, and what's it called, arroz negro. There's a whole lot of arroz and rice, and those are really good. I've never tasted a horrible version of rice that they do here, because back in Haiti at home we just make plain white rice, or with some beans. But here it's different. Here it's, they put it in freaking sorry, in what's it called, pepper, what's it called, oh my god, I'm trying to say it, no, it's pepper with rice, and yeah, the food is good, but it needs a little bit more seasoning. The standard of living is pretty okay. Things are super affordable here, I would say, especially in the supermarkets, very affordable. I know some people who spend 100 and whatever thing, over 100 euros per when they go grocery shopping. I'm just sitting here I don't spend more than 80. I don't. What are you buying? So that's great for me. I love it because literally all I eat in a month is 80 euros of grocery shopping. I barely eat out just because, gotta be responsible. So I'm gonna go back to that comment I was referring to. I'll probably give a little screenshot of it somewhere around here. But basically the person was saying that I don't really speak about being in Spain because I isolate myself. Let me think very carefully before I go answer this question. Yes, I do isolate myself, but it's not willingly. I did try. I would say that I'm traumatized my first year here. I am traumatized from my really bad experience with the first year because I couldn't make, I couldn't meet anyone, make any friends or stuff like that just because it just wasn't working out. And I can't go around the place all alone all the time. Of course I'd go for walks and like eat out and stuff like that. And I had my roommate that was there at that time. She left like 6 months later. So I was alone all the time. I was alone, and I kind of got used to the whole being alone sort of thing. I would not recommend it to anyone. I know I am losing a lot of the whole college experience thing. Let's not even think about the pandemic right now, but before the pandemic, I did try. I have classmates and stuff like that, but we're just not close. I guess there's your little clique. It's life. In life you have your own little clique. You have people that you specifically connect with. I guess I've connected with a few people, like people that I talk to, and everybody's really nice to me. We all get along. There's no hate, there's nothing, but it's not like some of them are with each other. I do not willingly isolate myself. It's not like I want to sit here and like, oh my god, I am not gonna go out. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to try the whole Spanish thing. No, I really do. I want to practice my Spanish more. I want to visit other places. I want to hang out with people. It's just ain't nobody want me. So I don't know. It just hasn't been working out for me. Plus I'm also I'm really not a people person, but I'm trying very, very, very hard. This being said, I would not recommend to anybody to be as closed shell as me, because it's really ruining everything out of the experience. It has before the pandemic, that saying, because in the pandemic I don't even know what am I supposed to do. I had to just sit here in front of my laptop on my bed, and like I don't even do anything else. I don't have a desk. It's just depressing, really. But before that, for the whole pandemic thing, it's just, I don't recommend it. As a person said, you don't have to be a social butterfly and do all of that, but definitely getting out of your comfort zone, that little bubble, and experiencing the culture of whatever country you want to go to. And in my case, I need to experience more of the culture of Spain and be more immersed into it and stuff like that. And it's not that I have not tried, but being alone 24/7 and trying to do that, it gets a little sad, it gets a little depressing, and I get, very unmotivated to do stuff like that. I guess it's one of the reasons why I'm trying to like go away from it. My failure at immersing into the Spanish culture and experiencing college life here in Spain. I'm trying to go away from that, which is why I've applied for an exchange program still in a country here in Spain. Maybe I'll get luckier in another country. Maybe Spain just doesn't want me. I guess it wasn't meant to be. So hopefully I will come back with another video in a few months later saying that I'm moving out for a year, though. It's an exchange program thing, so hopefully that's what's going to happen. I'm going to try it out somewhere else, because perhaps that's not my calling, that's not where I belong. Maybe that's where you belong. So come to Spain and try it and whatever, because it's an amazing country. If you're not Caribbean and you don't come from a country where all you use in food is spice, you would probably like the food here, because it's actually pretty interesting, and they're actually basic and very, very easy to make. When I tell you, I've been looking at them like, that's all you do? But the chicken, you're supposed to like clean and do all of that. You're not doing all of that. So it's very interesting. I've definitely changed the way I eat ever since I've gotten used to it, and it's so much quicker. I've been talking to my family, they're like, that's all you do? And I'm like, yeah. What you thought? I'm like, well, you don't want to make some beans, this, that? No, baby. No. It's gonna be some salmon, broccoli, and mashed potatoes. I feel in the whole experience thing, especially making the whole friends and, you know, the fun part. I feel in the fun part of the experience. I definitely feel in that part, which is why I'm hoping I can do that somewhere else by September. Thank y'all for watching this video. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you want to say anything, just comment down below. As I said, I'm going to try to vlog a bit more about my experience here, but really I'm not doing anything, so no promises. I will try to vlog a bit more about my experience here. But it is an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing country. I love it here. I wish I could stay forever, but I don't know. I guess they don't like me here, so we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys for the next video.